Welcome to Digital Marketing 3, Lesson 57. I hope everyone can see my screen. Can you all see my screen?
I can.
Okay, as long as Karabo can see my screen, then it means everyone can see my screen, because you are the one who always say that you can't see the screen. So we continue with strategy formulation. We continue with strategy formulation, and we are unpacking the decisions that we've been working on, and these decisions are the ones that can help you when coming up with options or alternative tactics for a strategy. So if you have been through the links that are sent on Core Campus, I took you guys through the strategy planning. How do you plan a strategy? How do you use SourceStack as a framework for planning strategy? So with SourceStack, S stands for situation analysis. You need to analyze the situation first. Then O stands for objectives. Yes, thank you, so.
Page number, sir.
I actually don't have page numbers. You just need to see where we are and how far we are, and then look for the page numbers. But I know that last week we were on page 172. So what I'm talking about currently, it's way before page 172. Guys, I can't spoon feed you with everything, including page numbers. It just shows that you guys are well behind and you're not getting intimate with your collaterals, the resources that you're providing in, such as textbooks and lecture notes. Hi, let's say welcome to class. And I hope you can hear me and you can see the screen that I'm sharing. So as I was saying, S stands for situation analysis. So when you are planning a strategy, you need to review the context and the situation that you find yourself in. So you look at the circumstances and ask yourself the question, where am I at the moment? That's your SourceStack, S standing for situation analysis. So with situation analysis, you ask yourself, where am I? So you look at the things that you are currently doing. What is it that you are currently working on? You do your analysis, you look at the resources that you have, you look at the skills and expertise that you have, you do the micro analysis, you do the macro analysis. Here I'm talking about an organizational situation analysis. So once you do your situation analysis, you ask yourself, where am I? You then go to O, which stands for objectives. So with objectives, you ask yourself, where do I want to be? Okay. So ask yourself, where do I want to be? Then you set those objectives. Objectives that will be guided by a vision, because a vision will tell you where you want to be. So once you have that answer where you want to be, you then set specific measurable objectives that if you want to be there, you need to have the following objectives that you need to achieve. Then from objectives, you have got another S. Remember, the acronym is SourceStack. So I've told you about the first S, which is situation analysis, O, which is objectives. Then another S is strategy. So once you've asked yourself, where do I want, where do I need to be as part of your objectives, strategy will tell you that what is it that I need to do to be where I want to be? So you have done your situation analysis, you have asked yourself where you are at the moment. Then you came up with objectives guided by a vision, which answer the question, where do I want to be? Now, the S stands for strategy, asking yourself, what is it that I need to do in order to be where I want to be? Then from strategy, we have got T, so stack. We have got T. T stands for tactics. So once you have your strategy, once you ask yourself, what is it that I need to do in order to get where I want to be? The tactics, you ask the question, how am I going to be there? So what is it that I want to do? You now know what is it that you want to do. Now with tactics, you are asking yourself, how are you going to achieve what you want to achieve? So that would be your tactics. Guys, does it make sense at all, or I'm speaking in tongues?
Say,
Mm-hmm.
we hear you, ne? But I think I'm a bit back. So I've been looking for a source stack on my textbook and I can't find it.
Okay, but have you gone through the lecture notes on Core Campus?
Not yet.
See, that's the problem, because what I'm talking about at the moment is on the lecture notes. Let me quickly go there. So it is, if you go to Core Campus, there is lesson 43. So go and have a look on lesson 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. I don't know, is someone, do you guys have direct access to Core Campus at the moment? Remember, Tanki, so not everything that you are going to teach you guys is in the textbook. The textbook is just the prescribed reading for you guys to have, but you need to consult as many sources as possible. So what I'm talking about is on lesson 43 to lesson 47. I pre-recorded the lessons for you guys, and the links have been uploaded on Core Campus, and the notes are also available on Core Campus. So I advise you, Tankiso, to go and have a look at these notes. So as I was saying, strategy will ask you what is it that you need to do and how do you get there. Tactics will ask you how exactly do you need to get there. Then we have got actions. So now we have source star. A is for actions. The actions are the details of the tactics. So you ask yourself, who does what and when? So once you know where you are now through situation analysis, your first S, and where you want to be through objectives, your O, and how you get there through strategy, and how exactly you get there through tactics. Now, through action, you need to find out who does what and when. So here, when it comes to strategy, that's when you task yourself the skills, who is going to do the monitoring, who is going to do the research, who is responsible for the structures, the internal resources, the skills, or if there's something that you cannot do yourself, who are you going to use as part of your outsourcing? So do you need external agencies here? Then lastly, you have got control. Control is how do you monitor performance. So realize that with every strategy that you plan, You need to monitor performance so that you know exactly what is it that you have achieved. So if you are a bachelor right now, this is an example that I'm going to give you guys. If you're a bachelor, so meaning that you are single, you are not married, you know, you do a situation analysis. You ask yourself, where am I at the moment? So you do a situation analysis. You know, you think about your loneliness, or you think about, oh, I want to have kids as soon as possible. I want to coexist with someone. Then you do a situation analysis asking you questions like, am I actually ready to accommodate someone in my life? What about the resources, the kind of the income that I have? Will I be able to coexist with someone, you know, to have someone? Then once you do your situation analysis and actually feel like, you know what, I think I can be able to leave this comfort zone. You then come up with the objectives. Where do you want to be? So the objective will be, I want to get married, or I want to do fat and set, or to cohabit, or to have a child. Then you draw different objectives on that based on where you want to be. So once you have the objectives that you want to get married and your vision is to have a family, the strategy will be, what is it that I need to actually get married? What is it? How exactly am I going to get married? So how am I going to get married? Then that's when you come up with goals like, I need a Pedi, or I need a Zulu, or an educated woman or man is going to bring this on the table. You know, so that will be part of your strategy. Your strategy will just tell you, how am I going to achieve what I want to achieve? Then you come up with tactics. Tactics is how exactly are you going to do that? So remember, strategy is how are you going to do that? Tactics is how exactly are you going to do that? So you then say, I'm going to attend events where I can find my potential husband or wife, or I'm going to hang out at these places, or I need to research about the specific man or woman that I'm going to have, or I need to mingle with others so that I get to know to them. You never know, maybe there can be a potential marriage out there. So those are the tactics that are going to be using. Then on your action is who does this and who does that. So are you going to do this on your own? Are you going to go out? Are you going to draft the speeches, or how are you going to approach that potential husband or wife? You know, what kind of words are you going to use? Who else are you going to use? Are you going to use your friends, for example? Are you going to use your brother, your relatives to achieve that? What about when it reaches the stages of lobola? Are you going to use your uncles? So this will be part of the action. Then with C for control, how do I measure this? So realize that there's immediate control and there's ongoing control. So the first measurement, of course, will be if you told yourself that you're going to get married in 6 months, and now you're in 7 months, you haven't been married yet. It means that there's something that you need to do there. Or maybe you ask yourself that you need to get married in 2 years, and you are in the first year already, you haven't found a woman, or you haven't found a man, because you don't instantly get married. So the measures, the control that you are going to be having there will determine the performance of your action. They will give you the indicators whether your action is effective or not. So if you have that time frame that in a month I should be having a partner, then after 6 or a year, I should be able to keep going with the partner, or introduce the partner to my family. Then in 2 years, we should be having our wedding. So you can be able to have the performance indicators monitoring and measuring what you want to achieve. So that's how you plan a strategy using the source stack framing. So now we continue with the decisions that we've been looking. So once you have planned the strategy and now the strategy is in force, you'd realize that you can always re-strategize. You can always look at other options. So that's strategy formulations. These options are determined by the decisions that you need to take. We have already looked at decision 1, which is market and product development. We've looked at decision 2, which is business models and revenue strategy. We've looked at decision 3, which is target audience. We've looked at decision 4, which is positioning and differentiation. We've looked at decision 5, which is engagement. So in digital marketing, when your strategy is in force, you kickstart your formulation strategy, looking at the options, looking at the decision, checking which kind of decision works better than the other. So that's where we are today. We are going to be looking at decision 5 and 6. We already did decision 5 and 6. We spoke about engagement. We also spoke about intermediaries. So now we are going to do application on that. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to distinguish between customer communication channels and distribution channels. You need to be able to make customer engagement and social media strategy decisions, and you should also be able to know multi-channel distribution strategies. Are there any questions so far before we proceed?
No questions, sir.
Okay, so do you guys get the background of everything that I have highlighted, especially those who have not yet engaged with the available collaterals? Okay, I see we've got quite a lot of people here. Hi, Luyanda. I think it's first time you being online, if I remember.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. You have been very scarce even in class. Is everything okay?
Yes, everything is good.
Okay. Or you went for some lobola ceremonies and you were not here.
Ish, you already know, sir. I'm joking.
Here, are you well? Okay. Which Kia is this one? The tall one or the short one?
It's the tall one, sir.
The? No, this is not the short one. The short one is always bubbly. Lesedi, are you good? I haven't heard your voice yet. Yo, these people, I don't know where you guys are, where you are not even allowed to unmute your mics like Lesedi. Mtati? Mtati Mosala? Mtati and Lesedi, I don't know where you guys are. Anyway, Karabo and Tanki, so I've heard your voices, so I want to check on you guys. All right. So if you remember those who were in class on Tuesday, we spoke about engagement. We spoke about distribution. We spoke about intermediaries. I remember we had a long discussion with Lebo. Kia, are you the one who was here on Tuesday, right? If I remember.
Yes, sir, it was me.
Yes. So there are a couple of things that we discussed on Tuesday, and now we are going to be doing an application on those things. So you need to apply decision 5 and 6 on the case study, on a given case study. Okay, let me. Mtati says she's struggling to get to the meeting. Where is she? Let me try to add her here manually. Request to join. Sorry guys, I'm multitasking. I'm adding Mtati in the group. Mtati, are you in now?
Yes, I am, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Cool. Someone says I'm unmuted, but I don't think you can hear me. Something is up with my settings, and I'm trying to figure it out. Say, I don't know who that is, but I suspect it's Lesedi. You are just unmuting yourself. You're not saying anything, and you are blaming it on your device. Anyway, so remember we had that GoGo event. Do you remember it, guys?
Please repeat that. I did not hear you.
Yo, these people, you guys are now old. Sending about GoGo. We had a case study about GoGo and her events company. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, but the one in is it Zim, close to the border.
Correct. And who read that case study for us?
Lesedi.
Wouldn't forget that, Karama. I see you always crash when they said you. Anyway.
He's not okay.
You wanted to say something, Karama. Can you please move on?
Yeah, no, it's okay. We can move on.
I want to hear what you wanted to say. Anyway, so it seems we are all aware. Who is not aware of the case study that we had before? Who is not aware of GoGo's event business? It's you, Luyanda.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone briefly tell Luyanda about GoGo's business? Who wants to volunteer and tell Luyanda about GoGo Chigwinya business? Was it Chigwinya or was it Chingwenya? Something like that. High level. Hey, Baba Skizi.
Sure, sir.
Yes, since you are late, do you remember the case study that you heard about that GoGo who uses her events company?
Yes.
Yes. So since you are late and since you are talkative, can you please explain to Luyanda what the case study about GoGo is all about?
You say.
Try. You know, when you're explaining it, you are actually getting some sense out of everything. Do you know that?
Okay, so the case study was about this Coco from Zimbabwe, I think, where she's an event planner. So she does events for like weddings and she does deco. So for weddings, funerals and all that. And she uses Facebook as a way to market her business. Am I missing?
Okay. All right. Did you hear that, Leander?
Yes, sir, I did.
Is there anyone who wants to add on to what Lebo has said, guys?
Who's Luyanda, sir?
You'll see her next week in class.
Yeah, she does marketing as well.
Now you're now poaching
I
for
do
Luyanda.
physics.
Luyanda, do you know Lebo?
No.
Ah, you guys. Okay. Please, Luyanda and Lebo, I'm tasking you to come to class next week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You need to know each other. What if a marriage is going to come out of this class?
I repeat.
Yeah, it's always women who say hi, 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 hi. Then tomorrow you actually see, they are really married.
Hey, sir, we are not the target market.
Okay, guys, wants to add on to what Lebo said? Yeah.
So I think you basically covered everything.
Okay. All right, Lebo, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. And nothing is personal there. Don't feel like I specifically targeted you, or maybe because I hate you or something like that. You know, sometimes I also feel like I need to take a break, that someone takes over, while at least I'm taking that deep breath. So thank you for explaining that to Luyanda. So everything was summarized by Lebo. What Lebo said there, that is very crucial to this. That is very crucial to these activities that Gogo uses her Facebook account to market her business and also to engage with her customers. I see already someone is out in this class, or it's Lesedi. I can't see Lesedi here. Okay, so what Gogo does, we are going to look at it on decision 5 and 6. Decision 5 and 6, it's about engagement, customer engagement, and the social media strategies that needs to be made. Remember, Lebo, we had a very detailed discussion on Tuesday about engagement. And this was all about the difference between offline engagement and online engagement. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now let's take the discussion that we had on Tuesday and put it in Gogo's scenario. Gogo runs an offline company, right? All these weddings, every event that she's part of, it is happening on the ground, right? Yet she's using a digital channel, which is social Facebook, to engage with her clients. So what I'm going to ask you guys is, do you think Facebook is enough to engage with would-be couples or people who want to have, who are organizing events and want to use Gogo for deco? Is there something that she needs to do offline? And what is it? In terms of engagement, we're talking about engagement here. We're talking about decision 5 and 6.
No, sir. Facebook is not enough for Coco's business. Since he's doing well, he can also do, for example, okay, on online, she can also use Instagram and LinkedIn, Twitter, and offline, she can use like billboards advertisements to grab more customers. and engage with them.
Okay, so why did you say Twitter and Instagram? If you don't mind sharing with us.
Okay, I said Twitter and Instagram because there's many audiences there, which it might happen that they don't use Facebook. Therefore, Coco can get more customers on different social media platforms. Don't know if I make sense.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So do you think her target audience is using Twitter and Instagram?
I think so, sir, because I can say there's many uh there's many competitors which are using which are doing the same business as Gogo. Therefore, I don't think Gogo is effect, an effective competitor as she is only using one social media platform, which is Facebook.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, and offline, what can she do? And why would she do it?
Okay, she can do uh ads, display ads, billboards, on newspapers because because there's an age group which is not more focused on social media things, but they prefer traditional things such as billboards. Everyone is going to be aware of Coco's business, though yes sir. Though it's going to be expensive for her, I think. But
So that's part of situation analysis then, because she needs to do a review of the resources that she has. So that's why maybe she's not using billboards and other offline platforms, because they might be expensive to run those campaigns, other than just creating a Facebook campaign, which is actually free of charge.
say ne, but
Mhm.
if she will use other media channels to engage with customers, she can increase the number of sales.
So media channels like what?
As I've said, media channels such as uh display display ads,
They
newspaper.
need payment. I get you, but would she have a budget for display ads? Because there's a spend there when it comes to display ads.
So she can do this now by increasing her revenue or budget first for the ads, and then I think automatically, since she's doing well on the what event organizing what ne, excuse to
The problem, excuse, but I think there's an issue with that because what we're trying to achieve here in the long run is an increase in revenue for her. So saying
Yes.
increase the revenue, that's I don't know, that's skipping a whole lot. It's like what do they call it? It's being reductive about it because it's gonna take a lot more than just increase the revenue so that you can get like what the money for the other media channels that you're talking about.
no,
So, Kara and thank you. So, do you guys mean that in order for Gogo to get more money, more revenue, or more clients, she also needs to spend more money?
yeah,
I'm saying I'm saying she doesn't have that money to spend just as yet for those type of resources that he's naming.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But say,
I'm saying
personally, say I think Coco can have several types of increasing her business revenue. First of all, Coco doesn't have a website. Maybe if she'll create the websites and use her websites as what? As distribution channel maybe, and then allow some businesses to do ads on her websites that will increase her revenue. And then say I think the billboards and okay, the bill let me just focus on the billboards now. I think the billboards will also work after the Coco have increased her revenue or budget, but then they will okay, they will decrease her budget, né? But then in the coming few months, uh like her revenue will increase because she's doing well. People love her business, say.
Okay, let's hear from Lebo. Then from Lebo, we go to Luyanda.
I said Luanda can start.
Now we're developing something for Luyanda today, ne? Luyanda, they were saying ladies first, honor ladies, so you can start, Luyanda.
No, he must start.
Pardon?
He must start.
Luyanda, Lebo says you can start. Guys, what's happening now?
All right, say
the target market at Leshi.
I was trying to be a gentleman, but it's okay. So say, remember the other time we were doing a pestle analysis
Mm-hmm.
for this business. So I'm thinking that since Facebook is working so well for her, she can continue to use Facebook, right, as an online marketing campaign, right? And for offline, she can use traditional media, just like print and TV, radio, to engage more customers, because we said that she still needs equipment for her business. So it would be much more wiser to invest in equipment for her business before investing in paid media.
Okay, let's hear from Mrs. Luyanda.
So I was saying that I don't think her going to like investing in billboards and things like that is a good idea for now. But maybe she could market herself on like TikTok, since she does like event planning, so she can probably get somebody to like shoot when she plans and the outcome of the whole thing, which would be a good way to market her business, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then with like offline, she could also use print, like Label said, because I think that way she can just like drop it off maybe at like businesses where she when they have events, or she can approach people like that.
And say
All right. Everything that you guys are saying does make sense. But I'll come back to what you guys are saying. Let's hear from Skizzy again.
So when we were doing decision 5, right, customer engagement,
Yes.
the first question was who is our target audience?
Yeah.
So in this case, we agreed that the target audience for this business would be millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I feel like most they use Facebook for these kind of awarenesses, like basically the events and all the kind of thing. So, and I also think that Facebook has so many tools inside of it that she can use instead of maybe just using one tool, which is posting. She can also do like polls. She can also do stories and all that kind of things. So,
Okay, that's true. Who wants to talk before I add in my theoretical views? Dankis, you wanted to say something and I cut you off. Sorry about that.
Oh, say ish. Since I say I'm okay now, actually, say
All
don't
right.
have anything to add.
So, guys, I like the fact that you know what you are talking about and you have learned a lot. You know that there is offline engagement, you know that there is online engagement. So here, there are two things that we need to consider for this case study. Firstly, we need to consider Gogo and her business. Is she an SME? Is she a large corporate? What do I mean about that? Because her size of the business determines the resources that she can use, the budgets that she can have based on the turnover that she gets from her business, right? Then the second thing that you need to consider are the benefits of both offline and online engagement. So realize that, yes, thank you, so.
Say,
Mm-hmm.
Lesedi ask to be added in.
Let's say ask what?
To be added in the teams in the meeting. Check our group chat on
I
WhatsApp.
can't see her. Yeah, I can't see her. Now I was wondering that, thank you, Lesedi. Lihlanganisani. Because normally when I'm talking, when I see that there's someone who's about to get in, it makes a sound and there's a pop-up that comes there. I can't see it at all. Okay, I hope to make an attempt again. Thank you, Tankiso. Guys, if I'm on the slides and I can't see what is happening elsewhere, please let me know. So where was I? Okay, as I was saying, you need to consider the size of the business because that determines the budget and the resources that one has. You also need to consider the benefits of using offline campaigns and the benefits of using online campaigns. So I see that you guys are talking about print. Print is very expensive, guys. I'm in the print industry. I work at a business management magazine. I work at a magazine. And to advertise a full page in that magazine, it's 56,000 rands for a full page. So it means that Gogo, because she said that she charges between 3,000 to 5,000, if I remember. So imagine how much it's going to cost her to engage with customers in a print. But aside from costs, print is one way, guys. Here we are talking about engagement, and engagement has to be interactional. If you go back to the slides that we had last week, because I know that Lebo and Kia are well aware of what I'm talking about. You know, engagement, it means that as a brand, you are engaging customers and customers are also engaging you. So it's not one way. But with print, once you place an advert in the magazine or in the newspaper, you know, chances are that you are the one who is only reaching out to clients, and they are not responding to that. compared to Facebook, where you put in a banner or whatever, a post, then they are going to comment on that and you guys are going to interact. So there's no room for interaction when it comes to billboards and or other offline channels. Remember, we're not talking about advertising. We are talking about engagement. I need to emphasize that. I ask you guys, can Go only use Facebook for engagement, or what else can it use? So offline engagement, you have to consider something that is two-way, not one-way. Yes, thank you, so.
So, sir, let's say people in a certain demographic, ne? Or in a certain geographic, in a certain geographic.
Just name a place, then we'll talk about it. Okay, let's say people in Bedbridge. That's where Google is based. Bedbridge has a geographic location. Yes.
Yeah, and they don't know about Gogo's business, and they've never came across Gogo's social media. Yeah, and then there's no social recommendations. How will they know about Gogo's social media, which is in Facebook? How about as a Gogo's team name? We do those printings, and then there's a section where we're telling the audience, even though it's a one-way communication. Let's say there's a space where we're telling them about our Gogo's social media platform, which is Facebook. That I think that will benefit Gogo to gain more customers, which will in turn be the followers, and then that's when they start to know about Gogo's and start to engage with her business.
I do get you, but we are talking about engagement only. We are not talking about advertising, because that would be advertising. Let me tell you about a good way Gogo can engage with the would-be customers, with the target audience offline, without advertising, through the word of mouth, because you said no one knows them yet, right? No one knows about Gogo's event on Facebook. You know, the good thing is that Gogo is operating in a space where people gather. So we know that people gather at events, right? She could attend an event herself, be it a birthday event, be it a wedding event. She could attend that event, and at that event, she could network with people, you know, go out to the organizers. If you're going to have a wedding in future, consider my deco. Here she's talking to them and they're also talking to her. So there's a form of an engagement there. We have seen that even at funerals, you have got an MC, a master of ceremony, who is hosting a funeral or who is hosting a wedding. He is not known yet. It's his first funeral to host, or it's his first wedding to host. At the end of that funeral or that wedding, he will then engage with people, saying that if there's anyone, if you know about any people out there in the community who are looking for a master of ceremony, I am available. Then the exchange details, it becomes an engagement. You know, so there's no need, guys, to actually run to magazine, radio, and this and that, because we are talking about an individual business here, right? Like it's a self-employment. It's not a large corporate like FNB. I don't know if you get what I mean. And this is the challenge that most organizations or most entrepreneurs, most startups always face. You end up spend a lot of money for things that do not necessarily require you spend money on. You rush to television, you rush to this and that, yet you only need your mouth go to a few restaurants doing this and that, and then there's engagement. Kara, we were saying something.
Would that fall This term is triggering, but would that fall under the term of or under the umbrella of umbrella market, not umbrella, guerrilla marketing?
Yes, it can be, but this can also lead to public relations, which is word of mouth. I think on the slides before, we spoke about how engagement can lead to earned media. Do you remember earned media, guys? You go to an event, you do well with your deco, you engage with people, people start talking about you. You did not pay them. Now you are getting publicity. You are getting all the good benefits because of your engagement with people. So that's how.
There's those small cards, ne? Those small cards. I think it's a part of. I don't know whether
Small cards. You mean business cards or brochures?
Yeah, those business cards. Yeah, but then I think like they could also work, but I don't know whether if it's an advertising or marketing.
Of course, one needs a point of contact, Dankiso. So I get you, because at the end of the day, you need to share details, you know. You need to leave your number, and they also need to leave their number. Everything that I'm saying at the moment, I'm considering Gogo's revenue, because she said that she makes 3,000 to 5,000, which is very little, because for my wedding, for Deku, it was way more than that. So already, if she starts spending money on printing and spending money on this and that, her business can actually go to ground, because it's not guaranteed that after paying for marketing initiatives or after paying for advertising initiatives, she's going to get business from those clients. Sometimes it happens that you market yourself and no one is responding to your marketing initiatives. Do you know that, guys? You go to print, you print in each and every newspaper that is in the country, yet no one is buying your stuff. Do you know that can happen, guys? The same way that, you know, you'd spend all the time being liked by everyone. Yo, people complimenting you. Yo, you are beautiful. Yo, you've got a six-pack. Hey, you are charming. You've got swag. Hey, you've got kids and this, and yet you are always single.
Say,
yes, Tankiso.
As Lebu and Leander said, ne, though it's a part of advertising, ne, but can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
As Lebu and Leander said, ne, you know what I've realized? There's those prints they put on the shops, ne, and then they have a QR code whereby you can scan with your phone, and it can take you maybe straight to Coco's social media.
Yeah, that could work. You know, the challenge that you guys are not recognizing is that on decision 5 and 6, because we need to be able to delineate and contextualize our discussion and engagement here. So we are looking at decision 5 and 6, which talks about customer engagement. And it is not specifying whether it should be paid engagement. You know, engagement can be paid for. But here we are talking about the organic engagement with customers, the natural engagement with customers. So this would be a form. So this would be a form of engagement that does not require any placements, any payments. It's something that would happen natural. Welcome back, Mrs. Lesedi. But I do get you can use a QR code that will send you to the link. And I think that one we are going to talk about in lesson, in decision 8, if I'm not mistaken. Then you also need to understand, guys, that I'm not disputing print. My concern is the resources that comes with print. But there are traditional medias out there, such as print, that would offer you a space as part of their social responsibility. So you'd have a newspaper in Bedbridge where GoGo is operating, and that newsletter says, oh, we are celebrating women. Today's Women's Day. Then you give GoGo free space to expose her business in that newspaper. Then GoGo may be able to utilize things such as a QR code that will take people to her social media account. It becomes tricky when it's paid for, because offline or traditional advertising is always expensive. Do you know how much is that TV advert for clientele or any other brand on television? When you are watching your Skim Sam or whatever, you come across that advert. Do you know how much it costs?
No.
Last time I checked, a 90 seconds television commercial was 120,000 rands.
Mm.
As I just told you guys, that for the magazine that I work for, a full page is 56,000. So once you tell GoGo that she can collapse, you know, odd people and BP, what they call high, you know. So yeah, she can be given a space, you know, as part of a promotion and so forth. Then she can actually utilize that. Then we have got distribution channels. How can GoGo collaborate with other events service providers as part of her distribution channel? Intermediaries, guys. How can her services be distributed online?
Please repeat the question, sir.
How can GoGo's services be distributed online?
When you say distributed, do you mean via marketing or do you mean via sales?
Via engagement, or yeah, let's say marketing, but via engagement or via word of mouth.
She already has the contact details and whatnot on there, right?
Yes.
I was thinking she can also do like ads, like
All right.
ads and Facebook ads. And then on the Facebook ads, since Facebook, you can target like the people you want. So you like when you set up the ad, they ask you what kind of who's your like target audience or the keywords people use when they're looking for somebody who plans events. I think she can try that.
Okay, what about the actual events? How can the events that she does help her distribute her business further?
It could be word of mouth.
How?
Like obviously if she plans an event for somebody and it's successful, and then that person will probably tell other people who are in need of the same service, sort of. Or she could give out like whenever she does the event planning, and once they like it's the actual event, and then she can give out maybe like cards for like a business card to make sure that people don't like forget her, or she can use her branding like wisely and at the event.
Okay, would she force those people to talk about her? Would she pay them? Would she ask her? How would she go about that?
I think she could just have people who tell other people about what she does and what she's all about, and then just let people sort of share that. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure about that.
Okay, we'll get to that, Leander. So, guys, I'm giving you these questions because you realize that when you are working in the organizations and you are saying you are trying to sell an idea to the strategist or to the digital marketing director, these are the questions that you are going to be asked, because at the end of the day, they'll be liking your idea, but they want to know how that idea is going to materialize. Karabo, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I was saying, why don't you use like the social, or why doesn't Gogo use the social media version of word of mouth? In the sense that the events that she does, for example, people always take pictures wherever they go, wherever they're busy with.
Mm-hmm.
She could, like, for example, if they tag the location,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was doing an event there and they have photos posted online of that, she could share those to show that these people are always at her location and stuff like that. Or she could like literally engage with the people there and be like, listen, this is what I do. If you like it, just like tag my Facebook. So which means more followers, most likely more knowledge. And since those people follow, then they're able to be like, okay, no, she's trustworthy. We can actually hire her.
Okay, great. I'm going to touch up on that. You raised, so Luyanda and Karabo raised some interesting insights there. Let's hear from Dankiso.
Okay, so and then okay, I'm not sure, ne? But then Coco can do the live thing. Get it live
Okay.
what? Ne, whereby he will engage with her audiences, and then like she will give them a chance to invite, and then let's say I I'm I'm in a Coco's team, ne, and then I'm the one who is live for Coco's business, ne, and then I will invite people, ne, to engage with me, and automatically when I invite you to my live, it will appear to your audiences, and then your audiences will come and ish, and participate in the live.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I make sense, ne? And then that's why we will communicate with them about our service. Yes.
Okay.
And then ne, I don't know. Coco could also establish a partnership with a company which is sharing the similar value with Coco's business. For example, ne, it's an example. Let's say a podcast. Coco could like do Konjo, what is Coco's business? Like he could Konjo, say please Konjo, what is Coco's business? He's doing what?
It's Deco.
Yeah, he could do a deco for a certain podcast. For example, ne, it's an example. For example, the Hustlers Corner. He could do a deco for that business, so that there is many hustlers who are following Sbusiso's podcast, which is the Hustlers Corner, and then Sbusiso could maybe engage with his audience about the Coco's business, and then those audiences might go and look at Coco's service, and then so I don't know if I mean yeah.
Okay, who wants to add on that before I have some concluding remarks on that one?
So, what was your question?
I was asking how can GoGo distribute her services online? So there are things that you guys mentioned, and most of them made sense. I'd like to ask everyone in this session so far, when was the last time you attended an event? We'll start with
Like what
Karabo.
kind of event, sir?
Pardon?
What kind of event?
Okay, let's be specific. When was the last time you attended either a birthday party, a funeral, a wedding, or a graduation ceremony? So the events that GoGo does. When was the last time you guys attended those events or hosted those events?
Last year.
Last year,
February.
Yes.
For me, that's February.
1st of April.
February.
Yes.
Itaji,
1st of April.
last month.
Yeah.
Karabo,
Last year, June.
okay. Kia,
Last year, August.
last year, August. Labor,
March.
Tandizin, do you like attending things, guys? I can't even remember when last time I attended an event. All right. And who hosted an event in this class? Recently. Like for the past 12 months, who hosted an event?
Lebohang.
So why is Lebo not saying that he hosted an event?
Yes, he's being forward.
Yeah, pa.
What was the event?
Oh, now Rihanna is
Ah,
interested in the event.
I
Hey,
tell you this. He invited me.
Lebo, what was the event? We now want to know what kind of an event was it?
Don't tell us about groove.
It was group.
Way.
Nah, see, I'm kidding. I was hosting a 21st birthday party, so yeah.
Okay. So do you now have the keys?
Yes.
You
Instead,
know, this society sometimes is always biased. They think the keys are only for ladies. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. So guys, with most events, especially funeral and wedding events, of course, it depends with the organizers and so forth. But you realize that service providers, such as the people who do deco, the people who do photography and videos, the DJs, the people who do sound and stuff like that, they are given an opportunity to say something about their business. Do you know that, guys?
Please repeat that. Sir.
Yes.
I said with most events, especially funeral and weddings, it depends with organizers, but nowadays it's becoming a trend whereby service providers such as DJs or sound people or the MC or the deco and the cameraman and stuff like that, they are given an opportunity to say something about their business. Do you know that, Luyanda?
No, sir. I haven't attended a funeral or a wedding.
Okay. So realize that even with my wedding, when I was negotiating the contract with these guys, you know, this is how we want our things to be like. These are the colors that we like. They pleaded with us. It was not a precondition, but they said it would be nice if you follow our pages so that after this wedding, we can tag you. Right? So as we were discussing way before the wedding, as we were discussing, then you give them your Twitter handle, you give them your Facebook if you've got a different name on the Facebook. Then all of a sudden you are friends, you are following each other on Facebook and social media. Then once the wedding is done, they are tagging you. And yes, I've had 5 or 6 inquiries about my venue, not the deck, but about the venue that you had at the wedding. My friends, people in my cycle asking about that venue because I was tagged by the venue provider. So these are one of the ways you can distribute your services via your clients or via other providers. So I have hired someone who is going to take pictures at the birthday party or at the wedding. So that person is merely to take photographs on my behalf. I am the one who is paying that person. But you realize that in most cases, that deco people would form a relationship with the photographer and nicely ask them that, please send us pictures that have got anything to do with our deco so that we can use them for our marketing purposes. And I
Yes,
remember
sir,
there's a
'cause-
funeral that I once attended here in South Africa. After the funeral, when there was a voice of thanks, the MC all of a sudden, follow me on Facebook page, I am this and this and that. I was like, wow, people are crying and you are asking them to follow you. Thank you. So you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir, I was saying that's what also happened with me on as I said, I last attended an event on February. So I was shooting that event, photography, So the venue guy asked me to shoot his his place, and then he paid me, ne? Then that's how I shared my
So are you a professional photographer? Do you really know how to shoot Tankiso?
okay, ne? According to my perspective, I'll say I'm very good in photography, though I still need to attend more workshops of photography so that I can be much more better than now.
Okay, all right, that's a good answer. Lebo, you wanted to say something?
Oh yeah, so I was saying that people are now using the load shedding app, the ESCOM supposed to market
Yes.
their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they would like write a post there that I'm selling this and this, and if someone wants this, you can contact me on whatsoever. So like they put a call to action. So what kind of advertising is that?
So is there a forum? Is there a community? Let me quickly go to say push.
So you'll find it on Ask My Street next to the load shedding thing at the bottom.
I'm quickly say push at the bottom.
Ask My Street, that one.
Oh, ask my street.
Yeah.
Want to chat to your community so we can help each other out to enable these. So this is a classified section, guys.
Yes.
So this is just a discussion forum. It's not advertising.
It's
not advertising something that is paid for. Do you pay to be here?
Okay. But it's still a form of
Advertising
marketing.
is any form of marketing that involves a transaction. It doesn't have to be in monetary terms, but in order to advertise, there has to be a sort of a transaction.
But there's a call to action there.
I do hear you guys.
So like you like maybe selling power banks, right? You put like a picture of a power bank and then you say, I'm selling power banks. And then if you want call to action, call what. So the transaction happens not on the app specifically.
Yeah, so what? Okay, I don't think you guys are getting it. I get you, Lebo. So what these people are doing, they are using a community forum to advertise their products, but they are not advertising. The end product is that they are selling their product, they are selling their inventors. But that's a discussion forum because it's a class. Do you know a classified section in a newspaper, guys? Where you get your results, or someone looking for a gardener, or tenders being put out. Does anyone know a classified section? Guys, read newspapers, eh? Luyanda?
Oh, so I was still talking about the ISCOM's thingy, but since you say it's not marketing or advertising, I mean.
Okay, they are advertising their products, but that's a classified forum. Yes, thank you, so.
I have load sharing, so I'm out.
Okay, thank you for being with us. This lesson is going to be uploaded maybe on Friday, tomorrow afternoon. So you might be able to get access to what we are discussing here. So yes, Lebo, you know, you are highlighting a very pertinent issue, and businesses, like especially small businesses like the one for Gogo, they need to take note of all these Ask My Street or online forums that are there, the Hello Peter, even for the reviews, you know, you take note of the reviews. Some people can say good things about you in Hello Peter, but it's just unfortunate that most of the people are not aware of this. As I was not aware of Ask My Street. So yes, she can use this, but I've seen service providers at weddings or funerals actually collaborating, you know, acquainting themselves to see a photographer, sort of collaborating with a deco provider or a photographer collaborating with a DJ. You know, you end up asking a favor from a DJ that can you compose a short song that will help me to put my pictures in slides. Yes, in Tati Mosala.
So would you say the example that Lebu made is similar to what they do on Twitter, where, let's say, for example, Tabo Besta is trending. Someone will put a picture or they'll write something about their product or service and then add that hashtag because it's trending so that people can see the product or the...
Yeah, I've seen that several times. I've also tried to use it. I don't think it's a good practice, you know, but people do whatever it takes to make their product get exposed. But as a consumer, I've realized that doesn't work at all, because if I'm searching for Uyajola 99 because someone told me that Uyajola 99 is trending, and all of a sudden I see skin products that are being sold by Tati because she used Uyajola 99. Trust me, the feelings that I'm going to have towards your product are going to be worse than before I even know them, because you are misleading me. I'm looking for something and you are distracting me with your product. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
You are making sense. So it's basically exposure.
Pardon?
It's just exposure.
Yes, it's just exposure, but I don't think people engage or interact with that exposure because they already know what they are looking for through that hashtag. And the moment they realize that you are giving them something else in the name of that hashtag, they get frustrated. But yeah, I've come across that in Tati several times. You know, load shedding is trending, and someone is selling a product and uses load shedding as a hashtag because load shedding is trending on Twitter. Maybe if we're to engage with them and find out from them whether it's working or not, but I've used that when I was running a campaign, it never worked at all. Maybe it was the campaign itself that was boring. I wouldn't know.
So I'm also thinking that the hashtag thing works when it's something related to the topic. Like for
Yes.
example, if like you using load shedding as a hashtag, like you should be selling power banks, like things that
Yes.
are related to that thing. I think that makes it more effective because
Yes,
we
that's
load
true.
shedding, yeah, and then
Did you get that, Ntati?
Yes, I did, sir.
Yes, that makes sense. If it's related, the same thing that we discussed, guys, that you are busy looking for the signs of pregnancy. Then all of a sudden you see advertising about nappies, baby milk. That's related, right? But if it's something that is trending and all of a sudden you put a hair product and it's Tabo Besta or Dr. Nandipa who is trending, you know, or it's Uya Jola, so it has to be somehow linked, you know. Unless if you are marketing a rapist, then people like, you know. Sorry about that, guys. Just an example because that's how Tabo Besta is trending because of being a serial criminal and stuff like that. But yes, people, they always do that, and you realize that it's not even related at all. Like there's no link between Tabo Besta and what is being advertised or being marketed. But if it's load shedding, then you are selling an inventor. You use a load shedding hashtag, that could make sense. If something to do with pregnancy and we are selling, you know, it, or if it's academic graduations and you are selling a gown, that would make sense. I think you guys are on fire today. So guys, did this lesson help you at all?
Yes, sir, it did.
Because at the end of the day, you also need to know, as I know that one or two of you guys have got social media pages where you are marketing your brand. You need to know how you can engage with your customers, be it offline or online. If you're in photography, people are not going to just come from nowhere to like your page. There's something that you need to do offline. Are you collaborating with other service providers? Are you given an opportunity to talk about the brand that you are representing, be it in church, even at church? I've heard people saying that I'm selling clothes, you know. At the end of the day, you need traction on your brand in terms of engagement and also in terms of distribution. Are there any questions?
No questions.
No questions.